don't tell anyone, but you are going to die. I know, big shocking news to some people. You might not be that person, but there are so many of you who do not want to discuss the fact that you're going to die or that your loved ones are going to die. But the conversation needs to be had. So whether you call your mom, show up for dinner and say, Mom, you are going to die and we need to talk about that fact. Son, I am going to die. Let's have a conversation. It needs to happen. It doesn't have to involve a funeral home, even though planning at a funeral home is the biggest gift you can give your family. Having money put aside, having your plans written down and put aside is a great thing to do. However, simply having the conversation is the biggest thing that you need to do. I tell this story a lot, that meeting with an 80-some-year-old guy, he was planning for his 104-year-old mom's funeral, and he's like, wow, I still don't even know what we should do. Burial, cremation. Your mom has been on borrowed time for maybe 20 years. This is a conversation that should have been had over the last 20 years, but avoiding that conversation left him at the moment of death searching for answers, trying to figure out, what would my mom want? Ask the question when they're alive, Mom, what would you like for your funeral? The answer may shock you. It may be not exactly what you want to hear, but at least you'll know from their own mouth and in their own words what their choice would be. So, a big part of asking this question is that people don't want a lot of attention on themselves a lot of the time. I don't need anything. Don't do anything for me. Cremate me, end of story. No service, no gathering. Don't look at my dead body. Does that work for you though? Also. So when you have these conversations, understand that what they want may not be what's exactly best for you. And when the time comes, you can find a middle ground. They may not want a service. You might need a service. They're not going to know if they're dead. Seems maybe a little tricky, a little underhanded, but you have to think about you carrying on with your life after they're gone, whoever they may be, whether it's your parents, your child, your spouse, your partner, whoever it is. You have to remember, what do you need? Let's say you don't have a service, you don't have a gathering, you don't give anyone the opportunity to come and love on you, pay their respects, tell you how sorry they are that your mom has died. Say you had 20 friends that would have come to that visitation. That is 20 encounters now you're going to have on their terms. You're going to be at the grocery store. You're going to be back at work. You're going to be on your next mom's night out. And all of your friends are going to be conveying their condolences to you at that time about your mom. Because you never gave that opportunity for them to all come and love on you on your terms. So think about that. Do you want to control the time of condolence, or do you want to multiply it by all the people who would have come to a gathering time? Does not have to be a visitation at a funeral home. Does not have to be a service at a church. This can be a simple barbecue. This can be a simple luncheon. This can be a simple pig roast. This can be a simple margarita night with all of your friends, getting all that condolence done in one event rather than breaking it down over 20 text conversations, 20 encounters you don't want to have over and over and over and over. So think about that. What works for you when your loved one dies? You can definitely carry out their wishes, but also fulfill your own needs at the same time. Having the conversation, though, alleviates the question. It alleviates that challenge of making a choice when you're overcome by the shock, by the pain of loss. Get information down. Ask your parents, ask your partner, where are your important documents? That can be part of the conversation too. Hey, when you die, where should I even look for all this stuff to take care of you when you've died? Where's this list? Is there a magical list I can pull and I can find? Have the conversation. It's never going to be easy. No one wants to talk about this, but we all die. Whether it's a shock and a surprise, whether it is a long time coming, whether it's a long illness, we all die. So do a gift, do something good for your family, do something good for those who are going to take care of your dead body. Have a conversation. Tell your parents, tell your kids, whoever's initiating it, say, I love you. That's why we're having this conversation. I want the best for you when the time comes. Let's have this conversation. This is a conversation out of love. And because you love, you will have loss, and you will have sadness, and you will have pain. It's the price of loving. You can't avoid it. You can't get past it. It's something that will happen. But if you have a plan and you have information leading up to it, it can make it smoother, easier, and you can have all your ducks in a row when the time comes. So have the conversation. And it can easily start with, Mom, what do you want when you die? Or son, this is what I want when I die. Go do it.